In Albans Drive, West Bay Street. Open Monday to Saturdays from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and closed for lunch 2 p.m. to 3 p.m.
At the House of Assembly, I'm Makush Lapinder. This is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. A prominent school closing its doors after finding out its non-compliance status. Also, the search is on for a principal accused of procuration and cruelty to children. And could Hurricane Helene's devastation impact the local insurance rates?
We're still not quite sure if any increases or impact that it would have on our market.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
It's called the Cities Forward program, and it's going to truly impact that community and the people who live in that community.
Topping news tonight, a major transformation is expected to take place for one inner city community on Grand Bahama. The Minister for Grand Bahama leading the charge met with residents of Garden Villas to discuss ongoing plans for the revitalization of their community. The town hall meeting took place at the Collab Center with support from officials from the Ministry of Housing and Agriculture. Jolanda Thompson-Everest has tonight's top story.
Revitalizing the Garden Villas community will include sustainable urban housing, building restoration, smart city technology, and more. This according to the Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, who shares her plans with residents from Garden Villas during a town hall meeting.
These are now in the process of finalizing the acquisition of these. And that's the Ministry of Housing and Urban Renewal that's doing that. And so as soon as that is done, they are going to be all demolished.
Moxie further states that before construction begins, they will ensure that residents are relocated to facilitate a smooth temporary transition.
We're going to do it in a way where we work hand in hand with social services, with housing and urban renewal, and to assist in that regard.
The objective is to also develop a hurricane shelter with disaster management strategies, a business incubator, and the creation of sustainable children community parks. Moxie also touts that she and her team are excited for the redevelopment, disclosing that the idea was birthed while representing the Bahamas at the City Summit of America, a platform where regional leaders come together to focus on issues affecting cities.
I'm so excited to discuss this initiative that has been launched. It's called the Cities Forward program, and it's going to truly impact that community and the people who live in that community.
The Minister for Grand Bahama describes the transformation as a way forward to assist residents with business opportunities, agriculture development, and a catalyst for affordable homes. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest.
Switching gears, earlier this week, ZNS Northern Service broke the news of schools in operation but not registered with the National Accreditation and Equivalency Council of the Bahamas, NACOB. Tonight, Alpha and Omega Christian Academy, a school operating since the 1980s, informed parents today that it will remain closed until further notice, after discovering that the institution is also one of the schools not officially registered.
Alpha and Omega was and still is a staple in the Grand Bahama community. At that time, when Alpha and Omega was established, there was no certification board.
Students of Alpha Omega Christian Academy School remaining home today after school officials discovered that the institution was on the National Accreditation's Equivalency Council's non-registered list. The law firm of Kevin M. Russell & Co. represents the school. Attorney Ellsworth Darling says their client was not aware of the school's status.
From 2016 to present date, Alpha and Omega was not aware, because they always had a certificate of registration, and which they presumed at that time was sufficient.
The school is now in communication with NACOB and is in the process of completing the necessary documentation. Darling says he was quite shocked over the requirements needed for registration.
The only person in this document who does not, from my observation, have to provide a resume is the janitor. And I understand the thoroughness. I understand what NACOB and by extension the Ministry of Education is trying to do. They're trying to ensure that the persons or people charged with educating our children are qualified to do so.
Currently, there is no timeline for the school's reopening. School officials, however, have committed to transparency with parents throughout the process.
We are now in the stages of having a meeting with all the parents to let them know our position, and by right, they are entitled to that.
The school, which first opened its doors in 1980, currently serves over 40 students in grades 1 through 12. According to Darling, the decision to close temporarily was not an easy decision. He shares his client's primary concern.
Some teachers or executives of schools say, the students. No, but she said, my children. That is an indication right there that she has created a personal bond with these children.
While NACOB Senior Accreditation Officer Lorena Finlayson appearing on ZNS is The Rundown with Clint Watson responding to concerns from unregistered schools about the lengthy application process. While acknowledging that it can be arduous, Finlayson says that all educational providers, primary, secondary, and post-secondary, should be registered before opening.
It is that simple. It is a lengthy application, as one of the principals would have said, but it doesn't take 6 months. It should not take you 6 months, 25 months to complete the application. And as we say to all of our institutions, we are here to help you through the process. If you have a question, you call, you email, we respond. We walk you through the process. We're not going to complete the process for you, but we will help you through the process.
Now, officials believe that a number of schools in Grand Bahama and the capital are operating without the necessary approval. However, Finlayson clarified that NACOB does not have the authority to close schools.
When they are in violation, we make certain recommendations to the PS. They then determine, and it depends on what the violations are. It just depends. Some schools are put on probation, some are given warning, they're given opportunity to correct the infractions, and then we go in again, we do the site visits, we meet with the institution, and then a decision is made.
Meantime, police officials have issued an all-points bulletin for Kimio McIntosh. You may recall just this week our ZNS News team broke the story on Belmont Oak Christian Academy after parents discovered the private school was operating without a license from the Port Authority and NACOB, the Ministry of Education's regulatory body. Now, the principal is wanted for procuration and cruelty to children.
Officers from the Criminal Investigations Department here on Grand Bahama wish to speak with Kimio Troy McIntosh. We know that his last address was at Surfer Court here on Freeport, and we're asking members of the public or anyone who may have information as to his whereabouts to please reach out to us at the Criminal Investigation Department or at any police station in Grand Bahama or any police station throughout the country.
Now, ACP Shanta Knowles explains what procuration means under the law.
And what that means basically is that suggests that someone who lures or attempts to lure another person from his safe place to another place with intent to have sexual intercourse with that person, or for another person to have sexual intercourse with that person. If you notice, recently we issued a wanted poster for a young man, and we've used that charge, and that is because we wish to talk with that young man as it relates to him allegedly procuring a young person under the age of 18 to have sexual intercourse right here in the Bahamas.
Now, the ACP adds that anyone convicted of this act is liable to imprisonment for a term of 8 years. Once again, police are looking for 28-year-old Kimio Troy McIntosh. He is described as 5 feet 6 inches tall, 230 pounds, medium brown complexion, heavy build with braids in his hair. Well, Grand Bahama has been fortunate to avoid the wrath of Hurricane Helene, but could residents be facing another storm on the horizon? An insurance industry expert warns that rising premiums could be on the way. Raven Davis has more on what this could mean for local residents and their coverage.
Grand Bahama was spared from Hurricane Helene. However, concerns are rising about the insurance market as international reinsurers often group the Bahamas with Florida, potentially driving up premiums. Well, Freeport branch manager at Insurance Management, Melissa Sears, notes that it's a bit too early to assess the impact on local rates.
I'm sure that the authorities are still trying to tally up what the cost of those damages would be that Helene would have brought on to those different communities. So we're still not quite sure, if any, increases or impact that it would have on our market.
She says ever since Hurricane Dorian, there's been a tremendous increase in premiums, with some cases seeing increases of up to 30% or more.
Reinsurers, there's been some persons that have pulled out of this particular region, the market in this region, offering insurance in this region, and that's what caused the capacity issues. So you have limited people that are offering insurance, and of course, if they're going to offer insurance in this particular region, which is known as the Hurricane Belt, then you definitely know that they're going to offer it at a premium.
She adds that it is important for clients to renew their policies on time when they are due.
Take the time to go and speak with your insurance company, agency, or agent to know what your policy covers and to not let it lapse, because once it's lapsed, it's very difficult because of the capacity issues. It's really difficult for us to now go back and renegotiate that renewal for you.
Sarah's also revealing that as premiums rise, clients are facing challenges. That is why the company offers premium financing, allowing clients to make monthly payments.
After Hurricane Dorian in particular, we had persons who would have had cover and that had bank noted as loss payee on there. Once they paid off their mortgages, whether it was with the claim check or whether they just decide, let me just pay off whatever the balance is, once they did not have a responsibility to the bank for a mortgage, you find that persons never renew their policies again. So we saw a downward turn there with the property cover.
Nonetheless, she says Grand Bahamians take their policies seriously, but with warming waters and hurricane season well underway, she advises everyone to be vigilant, check their policies, and ensure they have adequate insurance coverage. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
And still to come.
When we come back, Urban Renewal hosting an installation service, the highlights, more stories, and sports still to come.
It has the looks, the style, the performance. Your new car is everything you always dreamed of. Now it's here. Commonwealth Bank was happy to help put you behind the wheel with a new car loan at a competitive rate and fast, friendly approval. It's a service that just comes naturally to us, just like how love of tradition comes naturally to you. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Calling all vendors. The 2025 Grand Bahama Young Canoe Parade vendor applications are now available. Collect your application from the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture on Region Center East, West Explorers Way. The deadline is October 18th. For more information, call 351-6667.
Ever heard of variety? At Hair Depot Plus, we have hair, skin, home appliances, body care, garden tools, and cleaning supplies. We are located in the LMR Mall. WhatsApp us at 808-5316. Now, that is what I call variety.
It's KB and Friends live in concert at the Grand Lacaille Ballroom Sunday, October 13th. Gates open at 6 p.m. and the show starts at 8 p.m. Tickets are $60 in advance, $80 at the door. Served by the Ministry of Tourism, the Ministry for Grand Bahama, and Extreme Auto.
your #1 team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And welcome back. Urban Renewal is launching its Citizens Advisory Committee with the goal of revamping communities throughout Grand Bahama. Matthew Martinborough has more in this report.
To further empower and improve our local communities by enhancing the quality of life, Urban Renewal is introducing their Citizens Committee, bridging the communication gap between residents and government officials. Minister for Grand Bahama, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, notes the neighborhood initiative is all part of the Prime Minister's administration mission to put the Bahamian people first.
By tapping into the diverse perspectives and imaginative ideas of its members, the committee will play a crucial role in identifying community concerns, proposing viable solutions, and mobilizing resources from various sectors, including the community, police, and other agencies.
The minister adds the endeavor was a dire need in the wake of the recent challenging times Grand Bahama has endured within the past half-decade.
This Davis Group administration recognized the urgency of implementing people-focused initiatives to inject revenue into the Grand Bahama economy, transform our communities, and bring relief to residents impacted by Hurricane Dorian and the pandemic.
One of the committee officials, Reverend Dr. Elvis Burrows, says being a part of the ambitious project is something that everyone involved shall and will take pride in.
Volunteers, we often don't seek money nor recognition. Our reward comes from seeing lives touched, needs met, hearts lifted and hope restored. However, tonight your kind acknowledgement reminds us that our efforts are valued and appreciated. For that, we are truly grateful.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Matthew Martinborough.
Bahari Bahamas continuing its breast cancer awareness campaign. The stylish company hosted its pop-up shop at the Raven Mall recently. The campaign began in 2018 and has provided numerous donations for associations assisting those in the fight. Here's sales and experience lead, Davina Rutherford.
Most people that you know or yourself have been affected by breast cancer or know someone that is affected by breast cancer. So it touches home for many individuals. So it's a cause that we feel would be very beneficial to help. Donations from the sales go to individuals currently undergoing chemotherapy, or we give to organizations that assist people undergoing therapy. One of the organizations that we've given to Cancer Society of Grand Bahama before, we've donated to. This year we're partnering with Sister, and last year we partnered with MAP.
Rutherford highlights it's something that has affected many, and the campaign remains committed to helping those impacted.
Some of them have been very grateful. They usually write, call, text, tell us how it helped. And even when we surprise the donors of the new year, they're extremely grateful because it comes in very handy. One of our recipients last year, unfortunately, we lost her this year. And so we want to, just send condolences to her family.
Well, in a powerful story of resilience and hope, we introduce you to Melanie James, a brave breast cancer survivor whose journey began with a diagnosis in 2017. Today, she shares her inspiring tale of strength and determination, reminding us all of the importance of early detection and support in the fight against cancer. Shalia Roll has her survival story.
What started off as a normal checkup led to a shocking discovery in the coming months for 58-year-old Melanie James. James went to the doctor for her annual health exams in 2017, but due to unforeseen circumstances, she could not receive her results. In May of 2017, James, becoming more concerned with a lump in her breast, went for a mammogram in the nation's capital. Shortly after her results came back, doctors told her that she had stage 2 breast cancer. James quickly went to the United States for a second opinion, where further test results revealed that she had cancer that progressed to stage 4, migrating from her breast to her liver and lymph nodes. While hearing her prognosis, James said that she was not afraid because she knew who was the author of tomorrow.
I wasn't afraid. I was surprised, but I wasn't afraid. And so I never cried.
As every cancer patient is different, James says that other than the lump she felt in her left breast, she did not experience any major symptoms signifying that she had cancer, but there is one that she bypassed.
Here, as much as I took my bath, always had an odor.
Every 3 weeks, James was scheduled for her chemotherapy treatment, but her treatment journey was not like every other cancer patient's. After her first dose of chemotherapy, she was still able to exercise and follow her daily routines. Now, after the second appointment, her doctor came running into her room, urging her to schedule a PET scan. Soon after, the results of this test sent shockwaves throughout the oncology unit at Cleveland Clinic.
When they did the scan, there was no cancer to my breast, to my liver, nor my lymph node. Absolutely no cancer.
In December of 2016, a local pastor came to James and assured her that God was by her side. She says that she did not understand what this meant, but months later she was diagnosed with cancer. She added that her faith in God was not shaken as the survivor continued trusting that God will bring her out of this trial. She had a strong support system.
It said, I have to trust God. And that's what I did. I trusted God. I trusted Him knowing that I did not know the outcome, but He knew. And undoubtedly, I had faith. But I also had a family, my husband, Kirk, our daughters, who are strong in their faith, my church, Freeport Gospel Chapel. I had support.
7 years later, James is cancer-free and living her life as normal. But she says this to those diagnosed with the disease: cancer is not a death sentence. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Rule.
What a beautiful survival story. And now it's time for our weekly ZNS clip of the week by Matthew Martinborough.
Well, Rumiko, a parent and child having a moment always warms the heart. Selector Chronic and DJ Lover are doing just that, sharing the spotlight in front of a very welcoming crowd. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, your ZNS Northern Service clip of the week.
A beautiful father and son moment there. Shane, I know you got some good stuff for us tonight in sports. What's happening?
Definitely. One career athlete spent years helping the Bahamas win medal after medal, and now he's giving back his time to the young swimmers of tomorrow.
All right, good stuff. That's coming up next, but first, your check on the local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Cause it's so beautiful.
See news in the making? Call us at 352-9713 or 359-5167, or you can email us at zns3news@gmail.com.
Calling all judges, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, in conjunction with the Great Bahama Jonkanu Corporation, invites you to judge the 2025 Great Bahama Jonkanu Parade Pine Yard Rush. Are you a judge? We're calling you. Are you interested in being a judge? We are calling you. Applications are now available at the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, Region Center East, West Explorers Way. Or you can just sign up online via our QR code provided. But the deadline is October 7, 2024 for all applications to be submitted via in-office or online. The parade is speedily approaching, so let's get there and let's get it done. Sign up today and become a judge. It's a Pine Yard Rush. Oh, yeah. Get ready to rumble. It's a Pine Yard Rush. Oh, yeah.
Have you been waiting for windows? Then wait no more. Cornets Bahamas have in stock now PVC sliding windows, casement windows, and impact sliding windows with mirror tinted glass, all in different sizes and styles. Call us at 352-1301 or visit any of our 4 locations in Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, and Eleuthera for the great products and great prices. Open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Cornets Bahamas, dream, design, deliver.
Here are some tips for having your home ready for a hurricane. Keep all trees and shrubs trimmed. Bring in all outdoor furniture, plants, or any other items that may become airborne due to high winds. Cover windows and doors with hurricane shutters or pre-cut plywood. Clear drains and gutters. And remember to secure important documentation in case you have to evacuate. Don't be caught off guard this hurricane season. Be prepared.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Shane Stubbs, and welcome to Sports. Leading off, Carifta athlete Tristan Hepburn finds it to be a dream come true, helping swimmers come into their own. He's assisting with Alpha Aquatics and says it's been a rewarding experience, to say the least.
I've always wanted to coach swimming, coach the young ones. And as a young swimmer also, I know how difficult it is to be dedicated and everything, but you just gotta come to practice and stay focused.
As far as his expectations for his upcoming season,
pretty focused on trying to get top 2 times for every race I want to compete in. I feel like it's a high expectation knowing that I'm in the middle of 15, 17 right now, so I could probably get picked for some top teams to go off, except other than Carifta and everything.
Next up, Shavano Buddy Heald is embracing his new chapter with the Golden State Warriors. Here he is on the learning experience so far.
Everybody says it's a perfect match, but you just got to take time, trying to figure out how I can the passing, the cutting, the screening, just learning from Steph, learning from Draymond, Steve, and there's a winning culture here. So it was a no-brainer for me, just excited to play with those guys and just to be a sponge every day.
The Warriors take on the Los Angeles Clippers tomorrow evening in their first taste of NBA preseason action. And lastly, in sports, high school volleyball continues to ramp up. The junior girls play. The Sunland Stingers defeated the Sister Mary Panthers 2-0. Next, it took 3 sets for the BMES Warriors to quiet the LAS Buccaneers. They'd win that contest, though, 2-1. In senior girls action, the Stingers got a 2-0 victory over the St. George's Jaguars, and the Buccaneers conquered the Warriors 2-0. And that's a quick check on sports, ladies and gentlemen. Your Facebook friend of the day is up next.
We all need to save. Save time, gas, and money. Shopping at Save More can help you do just that. Make us your first stop for all your prescription needs and medical supplies. Get all your health and beauty items at the same time. And don't miss our huge choice of snacks to satisfy your cravings. And the largest vitamin selection and over-the-counter relief products. Need diapers and other baby care items? First stop. The new section for makeovers, cosmetics, and beautiful jewelry will make you sparkle for that next special event. Save More Drugs, your more store.
Bahamas Diamond Eagle Foundation presents Youth Ambassador Awards under the theme, We Can, Philippians 4:13. We will be honoring the life of the late Sir Jack Hayward and Mr. Edward St. George. They will be awarded the Diamond Award. We will also be honoring Mr. Keith Cooper, Mr. Shavano Buddy Heald, Mr. Charles Softly Robbins, Mr. Nigel Kirby, Pastor Anthony Williams, and Mr. Chris Payne. And they will be awarded the Diamond Eagle Youth Ambassador Award. It's all happening Saturday, October 12th at the Pelican Bay Hotel, Port Lucaya. Cocktail reception at 6:30 p.m. Award ceremony at 8 p.m. Dress code cocktail formal. Ticket outlets are Frank's Ice Cream. Tickets are $50. For more information, call 805-2093. See you at the Bahamas Diamond Eagle Foundation Youth Ambassador Award, Saturday, October 12th at Pelican Bay Hotel, Port Lucaya.
Grand Bahamas, Sunday, October 13th. Due to the logistics and unstable weather pattern, we had to take it inside the Grand Lucaya Ballroom. I'm a boatman. I'm a boatman. Featuring KB, Chino D, Nishi LS, T-Mac, Sweet Emily, Elon Moxie, Funky T, Lil Joe Cartwright, Sherrod Taylor, Wilfred Solomon, Veronica Bishop, Stevie S, Mama D, Colin McDonald, Papa Smurf, Shine 242, Recon Bahamas, Chad Gully and the VIP. Special guest from Turks and Caicos, the Provision Band, and host Super P. Sunday, October 13th at the Grand Lacaille Ballroom. Doors open at 6 p.m. Showtime at 8 p.m. Admission $60. Tickets are available now at Pennyworth, Brenda's Booth, Coffees on the Bay, Gizmos and Gadgets, and Signature Choices. For more info, phone 819-2233 Bahamas and 649-231-0018. TCI, I'm a Boatman. Sunday, October 13th at the Grand Lacaille Ballroom. KB and Fred.
Sponsored by the Ministry of Tourism, Ministry for Grand Bahama, and Extreme Order.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that's going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight, coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the Prime Minister touts his administration's accomplishments and extends an invitation to movers and shakers in the business community to work with the government. Also, 3 in the past 3 days. That's what crime scene investigators are up against after another young man loses his life on the streets here in the capital. And ahead of World Teachers Day, the legacy of a woman who has made a deep, lasting, and immeasurable contribution on a family island community was honored. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. The Chamber of Commerce holding its 6th annual National Conclave earlier today, an event offering insightful panel discussions and networking opportunities with the hope of fostering public-private partnerships. Grover Pyfrom reports that today, business and politics met face-to-face.
Prime Minister Davis using his speech before the Chamber of Commerce's National Conclave to tout what he calls the accomplishments of his administration since coming to office 3 years ago.
Today, 36 months later, our progress has been encouraging and in some circles has been recognized as remarkable.
Infrastructural, economic, and social empowerment are all areas, Mr. Davis argues, have been given increased prioritized attention under his watch. This is largely a summit of business-minded people, so therefore, Mr. Davis addressed ways to improve the ease of doing business in the country. His bold, ambitious energy and land reforms, he says, have set the wheels in motion for that to happen.
Our comprehensive energy and land reforms take this into account. Once fully enacted, modernized conveyancing and a 21st century power grid powered by solar and LNG for cheaper, more reliable energy will provide the stability and security Bahamian businesses need to thrive.
The Prime Minister's words seem to have struck the right chord with the Chamber. Its CEO, Dr. Leo Roll, favors collaboration over confrontation.
If you have concessions and you have mechanisms in place that will help businesses to actually strengthen the ease of doing business, then it helps. And that can look like concessions, that can look like training programs, that can look like initiatives that will help to build and bolster the business community as well as the economy.
Mr. Davis, too, is embracing collaboration.
We must be brave in our pursuit of innovation and exploration. Our leaders, both in government and in the private sector, must explore new frontiers, new models, and new ways of thinking.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Well, a collective sigh of relief following news Thursday that the International Longshoremen Association had agreed to suspend their days-long strike across East and Gulf Coast that threatened to cripple businesses. The ILA and the United States Maritime Alliance giving themselves until January 15th to finalize a 6-year agreement. No better news for the local business community, who, along with the government, was keeping a keen eye on developments that, with each day, increased the likelihood of possible inflated prices here at home. While commenting on the port's reopening, Bahamas Chamber of Commerce President Leo Rose says his members were beginning to feel the pinch.
We had already seen lengthy delays in terms of transshipment, which may also have a derivative or an impact to the Persian Gulf War. And so what we always do is, like I said, look for alternative means. But now we're also helping our members to buy locally, as a lot of persons are saying. One of the challenges, though, is that not much is produced locally. And so we now need to start bolstering the local economy such that manufacturers, growers and food manufacturing business industry can then have an outlet where they can actually sell the products that they actually produce.
Meantime, a strong rejection from Economic Affairs Minister Senator the Honorable Michael Alcides that the Department of Inland Revenue has acted hastily in auctioning properties it acquired from people failing to pay their real property taxes. The DIR this year began practicing its power of sale exercise to recover outstanding monies. There have been some complaints that the process has been rather aggressive, but during the Office of the Prime Minister's weekly press briefing Thursday, Minister Alcides was unequivocal in his support of Inland Revenue's efforts.
I say all the time, when you see this happen, this is not the first resort. This is the last resort. And many of those things that you see published, I mean, I can say all of them are a combination of people ignoring the department, people telling the department where they can go, people refusing to acknowledge their obligation, people, this is the absolute last resort.
As the minister explains, many of the property owners have been years delinquent. He also says there are always options on the table for owners to hold on to their properties while also meeting their obligations to the government.
We're dealing in most cases with foreign-owned properties and commercial properties where, people have just not responded. It's not, 1 year or 2 years. We're talking 10, 20, sometimes 30 years. And so it's a situation where we've written, we've called, we've met, we've sent letters. This is the last resort.
We turn our attention now to news from the police. In the dead of the night, on the floor just outside Superwash's Blue Hill Road location, was the body of a man whose blood-stained gray pants and soaked white tee pretty much told the story. This, along with a team of investigators, yellow crime scene tape, multiple red cones, and brown paper bags. Within what seemed like minutes, that very same body would be bagged, waiting for an undertaker's collection. The screams that followed, piercing.
Sometime around 11:30 p.m., we received information of a male being shot at this area, which is Superwash, on the corner of Blue Hill Road and Carmichael Road. Officers responded and found a lifeless male. EMS also responded. No signs of life were confirmed. Information is that he was at this location when a light-colored Japanese vehicle approached. Two men emerged from this vehicle, shot him about the body, and left heading in an eastern direction onto Malcolm Road.
The deceased, now the country's 92nd homicide this year, the third in just 3 days, has been identified as 26-year-old Connolly Adderley of Pinewood Gardens. As for whether this killing is connected to the two others earlier this week or if it's gang-related, police at this point cannot say. If he's known to police, at last report, police say information suggesting as much was being confirmed.
No one else was injured to the best of our knowledge at this location. It is a very busy thoroughfare, and we are very concerned about this matter happening at this location. We're appealing to members of the public, please, if you have any information, kindly forward it to us. You have our numbers. You can call 919. You can come in at the Carmichael Road Police Station at any time.
Still on Police news, a wheelchair-bound middle-aged man, the victim of a deadly hit-and-run that's left officers to make a strong appeal to the driver. Danielle Dean was on the scene.
Another traffic fatality here in the capital, where this time a disabled man in a wheelchair was struck and killed right here off Soldier Road. An alleged hit-and-run prompting Police Press Liaison Chief Superintendent Chrislyn Skippings to issue an appeal for the driver to come forward or face the consequences.
I think the penalty is now at $10,000 for those persons who actually, if you're charged or you're convicted for hit and run, that would be the penalty.
According to area residents, the victim, whom they refer to as Mr. Bethel, was a calm-tempered individual.
He was a nice man, because when I used to sell some soda and stuff, he used to come and buy them. He wasn't troublesome, but he always go the left way, like by the beauty shack. I never knew him to come this way.
Dogs seen sniffing the scene were said by neighbor Dingo Roll to belong to the victim.
At the end of the day, it's a handicapped man, you understand me? And that's taking advantage of a situation like that, you understand me? Even if you knock somebody, I think you should stop the check out on the person, because it could be your brother, your sister, or your mother. They are his dogs, you understand me? They're still trying to figure out what's happening, so they're grieving too, at the same time.
Now the victim's dogs led us in front of this house, where we spoke with family members who confirmed that he lived alone. He was in a wheelchair for many years, they say, after losing one of his legs. Skipping says police will review CCTV footage in the area to help develop this investigation.
This is a life. We cannot become insensitive or devalue life as a people. We've got to step up. We've got to be our brother's keeper.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Coming up, a posthumous honor for a Family Island educator. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse, the people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Experience the difference with BTC's fixed services. Whether you're working from home or enjoying family time, BTC ensures you're always in touch with the people and moments that count. BTC isn't just a service, it's a lifestyle. Stay connected, stay inspired, and live your best life. BTC.
KFC is giving you more to love with our KFC Bucket Meal with large size. Get the KFC Family Bucket featuring 8 pieces of juicy chicken, family fries, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4. A KFC Deluxe Bucket with 10 pieces of delicious chicken, 2 larger sides, and 4 biscuits that feeds 4 to 6. Or a KFC Party Bucket with 15 pieces of our chicken, 3 larger sides, and 6 biscuits that feeds 6. And we'll handle the dishes, plates, and utensils included, so you can lick your fingers and reach. KFC knows value, and it's finger licking good.
Entire flight food and Western Air. We hope that you enjoyed your flight, and we look forward to serving you in the near future.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies.
You're looking at a drone shot of the sun setting over the Capitol. Welcome back. The dismantling of structures on the Tiwash shanty town along Cowpen Road got underway yesterday in what officials call pre-demolition exercises. Our news team today visited the site of that community where a few residents were left scrambling to save whatever they can. Corville Pyfrom has our report.
If the objective of Thursday's pre-demolition exercises by the Unregulated Communities Action Task Force was to prompt these residents into leaving this community, that appears to have worked. A day later, though, some are asking about the optics of it all and what exactly is a pre-demolition exercise. Piles of clapboard scattered wildly across the premises, discarded appliances, furniture, pieces of clothing strewn around. A heavy stench of waste and, yes, visible evidence of it too, are what remain at the Tiwash shantytown on Cowpen Road, one day after most of the 130-plus structures on these grounds were bulldozed. 28-year-old Ronaldo Dormus was today trying to gather the last of his belongings. How do you feel today?
I feel good because yesterday morning they come in there, they ain't give no people a chance to get nothing outside.
This man, who claims to be a Bahamian but well acquainted with this community, calls yesterday's exercise shameful and believes the process could be done more humanely.
I think it was a total disrespect to poor people, at least, and to the country. At least they could have do it better than how they did it. They could have taken their time, just like a landlord would do, give you 2 weeks before time to, or wait till the paperwork coming to do what they got to do. But they just came here and bam, 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 and it's crazy.
Today, Ronaldo is uncertain about his future, a future he doesn't think will likely be spent here.
I go back in Haiti. I can stay no more.
You gotta go back to Haiti?
Yeah. I ain't gonna stay no more.
The Unregulated Communities Action Task Force plans to return to the site to complete the demolition exercises in the coming days.
You can go and obey people backyard, knock door. You need women people, you need Asian people to work.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corville Pyfrom.
Well, thanks, Corville. Over in Exuma, a loss of another kind for several families on that island. Our Devontae Hanna is on the island. Here's what details he's gathered thus far.
Makusha, this is all that's left from 3 stalls that were nearly flattened by a fire here today at the Exuma Fish Fry. As you can see, volunteers are still trying to out that blaze. There are still parts that are still lit, but out of 3 stalls, again, it was completely flattened. It started, according to people here, it started that direction and quickly spread. And as you can tell, it's very windy here today. And the island is one that doesn't have a fire truck. And so it required the work of volunteers. And speaking of volunteers, I have Oscar, Eugene, and Don here. They quickly sprung into action. I wanted to know a little bit about what was your role in taming this blaze today?
Well, me and along with Eugene, we went into the water with the water pump to make sure that the water was accessible for the fires, to make sure that things were accessible. But he was the hero because he provided all of the stuff. And Don himself brought the equipments and everything else. All we did was simultaneously make sure that everything was together to make sure everything. So these are the actual heroes.
Eugene, how important was it for you to quickly spring into action?
Yes, well, I got a call around 1 o'clock, and my phone was bombarded with calls, and told me that Tino's was on fire. And I called my guys and tell them, hey, bring the water truck and bring the pumps and assist them. By the time I come here, Tino was on fire, and the second was on fire. So we spring into action, but because of the problem that we couldn't get the fire, the water pushed with pressure, we couldn't do much.
There's insufficient equipment here?
Yes, insufficient equipment. A proper fire truck would have had the pressure to push it the distance and to save most of these buildings. This one probably been halfway burned down. So this one's burned down, and that one burned, and that other one catch. And Don Smith, my brother, had to bring his equipment. And we had to demolition that one, which would then catch on the east side, to save the other one on the west side. So that's what we had to do.
Don, as a resident of Exuma, how sad is it to see this happen?
Well, this happen all the time, and I had a similar incident at my place about 2 months ago. We caught a fire around 8 o'clock in the night and had to grab the loaders and whatever you take just to get it done. It's just not easy, and I was on the dock. On my way down, I saw the fire, and I went straight to my yard, get the loader. Nobody called me. I saddled the loader up, and I sent my guys down to just demolish the building to keep it away from them. And that's how it works. You just cannot wait on people to call. Just bring it to action.
Yep, thank you, gentlemen, so much for your work. But just to give you a look at what he was just talking about just now, this building that you see here stood tall, but it was completely flattened or pushed down because the fire was getting ready to catch. And if you just look over to my right a bit, that's the remainder of the fish fry. There are still some unfinished structures that are there. There's also a dock on the other side of this building. And so those volunteers had to quickly spring into action, as I've been saying, to ensure that they could save the remainder of fish fry, which is a very popular night spot and even a popular spot for tourists to visit once they come to Exuma. So, of course, this is a developing story. The cause of the fire is still not yet known at this time, but we will stay on it, and we do encourage you to stay tuned to the ZNS Network. Back to you in studio.
Thanks, Devontae. This next story, one of how one life had a profound impact on so many others. The story of a woman who, despite the highs and lows, devoted over 40 years to educating the children of Staniel Key in, by all accounts, humble and often difficult circumstances. This the story of Aurelia Miller, who, according to Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, love for education and for the children of her community was unyielding, giving of herself even when her health faltered.
Our story becomes our inspiration. It is a reminder to all of us, young and old alike, that we can leave an enduring mark on this world through service and dedication. Mrs. Miller didn't have grand resources, but she had a grand heart. She didn't seek fame or recognition, yet today we stand here to ensure that her name is permanently etched into the history of Staniel Key and the Bahamas.
That permanent etching of which the Prime Minister speaks was today's official renaming of the Staniel Key Comprehensive School in honor of Mrs. Miller.
We remind each student who walks through these doors that they are walking in the footsteps of greatness. We remind each teacher who stands before their classroom that they are part of something larger, something meaningful. They are part of a tradition of perseverance, excellence, and a tradition started by Mrs. Aurelia Miller. To the students, remember that you are the future. You hold the promise of this community in your hands. Let Mrs. Miller's legacy inspire you to dream big, to work hard, and to always, always believe in the power of education. It is through education that you will chart your own course, and through that journey, you'll help to uplift others as she did during her 40 years here as principal.
Stay with us. On the Beat is after the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Focall Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
$10 deal available only at Marco's Southwest, Prince Charles, Village Road, and Robinson Road. Man, let me see what it's about. I'll take 20 of those, please. Wait. You good? Yeah, bro. Marcos, get this new deal. Get yourself a large one-topping pizza for only $10. $10? Yeah. Thank you. You're welcome. Hey, I need 30 of them $10 carry-out pizza deal, please.
A decade ago, the Bahamas Striping Group of companies was birthed out of a passion to change the way we travel. From only a $5,000 grant, the tenacity and work ethic has propelled BSGC to one of the leading road management companies in the Caribbean. We pride ourselves on going the extra mile where others won't, through the use of our state-of-the-art equipment and our certified team. Although the success is commendable, the road has been long. Yet, the mission continues in striving to be a world-class organization ran by Bahamians for Bahamians. With the help of our experienced and hardworking team, we at the Bahamas Striping Group of Companies are committed to making a difference, one road at a time.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Cases of breast cancer in young women here in the Bahamas showing little signs of abating, with one 29-year-old updating us on her journey with the disease as we mark Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Danielle Dean reports.
Kennedy Ferguson's story stirred the hearts of Bahamians with a public pooling that raised more than $140,000 to help her cover the expense of a new breast cancer diagnosis. The 29-year-old remembers being in her last semester of grad school at Florida International University when she felt an unusual lump in her right breast.
But at that point, I wasn't sure, so I kind of just brushed it off. And as time progressed, I continued to study because I was in exam season. I continued studying. I still felt this mass in my breast.
But Kennedy says knowing her body, she knew something was seriously not right.
Because the mass grew so big in size, I can feel it, I can see it. Like when I lay or sit up a certain way, you can see it from the outside of my skin. The best way to know if something's off with your body is by knowing it. So when you're doing a self-examination, you're not necessarily looking for something, you're just trying to get to know you're normal so that when there is something, you know, this is not normal. I know this is not here last month or last week.
During a briefing earlier this week, Simon Darville of Fourth Terrace Diagnostic Center disclosed that 3 women in their 20s were diagnosed with breast cancer earlier this year.
Survivorship is extremely hard. People don't realize that, so you have to remain vocal and get support from the surrounding community. So I would say to those young ladies to be vocal about it, reach out to people and get that support, because without that support, I don't think I would have been so successful in my story and my journey.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, we wish Kennedy all the best on her continued journey. On a lighter note, though, we check in now with LaDawn and Marcellus, who's going to give us a sneak peek of Access Now. Guys?
Hey, we're in pre-concert mode. We got Jatamari coming up for us. Makushla, can't wait for all the excitement, LaDawn.
I'm excited as well, Marcellus. Can you see the little fog in the studio?
I'm telling you, that's what I said. We're in pre-concert mode. We're getting it all warmed up for him.
That sounds great. Stay with us. Our feature story is up next.
Have you been waiting for windows? Then wait no more. Cornet Bahamas have in stock now PVC sliding windows, casement windows, and impact sliding windows with mirror tinted glass, all in different sizes and styles. Call us at 352-1301 or visit any of our 4 locations in Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, and Eleuthera for the great products and great prices. Open 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. Cornet Bahamas, dream, design, deliver.
People are going crazy for Popeyes around the world. Some have camped out for hours just to try our delicious chicken. This guy stocked up on 300 crunchy, juicy chicken sandwiches, just in case. And these lovebirds celebrated their wedding with the Popeyes cake. For real. We get it, y'all chicken lovers. Because we're just as crazy to marinate our chicken for 12 hours and make every piece by hand. That crazy love, we love.
The Ministry of Education and Technical and Vocational Training is proud to advance education on the Family Islands.
Students will attend for the first time new schools in Staniel Key Comprehensive in Exuma, McLeanstown Primary in East Grand Bahama. Students in Ragged Island will resume face-to-face instruction for the first time in several years post-Hurricane Irma, and the new school is nearing completion. Plans are well underway for the new school and hurricane shelter in East Grand Bahama in collaboration with the Caribbean Development Bank. I am confident that the Holmes Rock School in Grand Bahama is in the final stage of completion, and the Low Sound School is estimated to be completed by the end of this academic year. Works are soon to begin on the redevelopment of the Emma Cooper Primary School in Eleuthera, with the new schools in Inagua, Cap Island, and Exuma on the agenda still.
For Jaquay Adderley, better known as Dasquay, comedy is far more than a pastime. It's a business, and he's mastering it. What began as local sketches that captured the humor in everyday Bahamian life has blossomed into a full-fledged comedic empire, now attracting international attention. With his debut stand-up comedy special, Work With It, set to premiere on October 13th, the entertainer is poised to showcase his unique brand of humor to the world.
My material is actually coming from things that happen in the workspace here in the Bahamas. You know, Bahamians are colorful people. We encounter a lot of things in stores, at businesses, so it's going to be a nod at these things that you experience every day that make, you know, either tick you off or make you go, I ain't going to that business no more, or that actually was a great, pleasant experience that I had at this job. And it's also a journey in my life as an entertainer, as a host, things that I've experienced and come across. And I think they're very entertaining stories that I can tell, so people can see what really is going on in the world of Dasquay. I think it inspires the next generation. It inspires other creators that they can go big with their talents, with their gifts, and what they believe in. You don't have to stay stuck on just this rock, but your gift is for the world to see, so find ways to expand.
Well, some great advice there. And that does it for the National Report, but stay close. The Bahamas Tonight continues with Access Now.
Today, we represent every woman who has faced, dealt with, or been impacted by breast cancer. Today, pink is the new black. 1991 is when pink became the color associated with breast cancer, when the Susan G. Komen organization held its annual race for the cure. During the New York City race, participants received pink ribbons. Today, we wear the color that represents support, femininity, care, and fight. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
We've heard you. We know you're tired of the reruns. We're coming back, bigger and better, on The Legal Brief. I'm your host, Ramona Farquharson. Stay tuned.
The Small Business Development Center encouraging would-be business owners in the inner city to level up. The details straight ahead.
Plus, Anne-Marie Davis is pledging her full support behind menopause awareness. She even draws a connection to what some think is mental illness, so stay close for that.
The seniors at Mary Ingram Home are excited about recent donations. Ahead, that's coming up ahead.
And coming up in sports, all that you need to know about the Caribbean Baseball Cup.
Bahamas Tonight Access Now starts now.
Well, good evening. I'm Marcellus Hall.
And I'm LaDawn Davis. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
Well, exciting times, LaDawn. Looks like we're going to have Jat Tamari performing for us this evening.
Yes, it's Friday evening, Bim Marcellus, and it's time for entertainment to kick off happy hour. It's a Friday.
Well, before we get to all of that, though, let's take a look at what's happening in the news. Well, efforts are underway to inspire more Bahamians to become business owners. The Small Business Development Center launching Level Up, a community-based inner-city business mentoring and partnership program, giving residents a shot at business success. Project analysis at the Small Business Development Center is Ariel Pinder.
Through this initiative, we plan to get clients involved in different organizations and agencies like the Department of Inland Revenue, organizations that deal with social responsibility as well as different financial institutions so that they can develop their business and that can propel them to success. So we are going to have various speakers from different organizations, so we do encourage persons to come out and support. We will also have a tabling session at the end where persons can walk around and really ask the questions that they need to ask to get all of the information necessary.
Now, work also underway to uplift and support men in business across the country with its Men in Business initiative. The Small Business Development Center partnering with Toastmasters Club 1600 to provide mentorship and support to men in business. Business analysis at the Small Business Development Center is Ahmad Young.
So the Men in Business initiative came about based on a study that we conducted, actually. We put out a survey to all the male entrepreneurs here in the Bahamas. We just asked them kind of like, what services do you think is needed? What support do you think is needed as a male entrepreneur here in the Bahamas? And what we found was that there was a need for funding. Obviously, there was funding needed, but men also wanted networking opportunities as well as training opportunities here within the Bahamas. So what we did was we tailored our Men in Business initiative around that information that we received.
As October unfolds, it brings attention to two significant yet overlooked health awareness months: menopause awareness and mental health. Both focus on critical aspects of women's health, highlighting the interconnectedness of menopause and mental health. West Calix Forbes shares more.
As a part of a national effort to educate and empower women about menopause, First Lady Anne-Marie Davis is proud to announce October as Menopause Awareness Month in the Bahamas. She also supports the Surviving and Thriving Through Menopause initiative and tells us why.
One of the reasons that I'm particularly interested in menopause and its effects on women, if you look at the statistics for suicide attempts recently, we have more women now attempting suicide. We never know what phase our minds can go into, what level of mental illness we can experience because of these different hormonal levels. So because the effects of menopause can be one of the reasons that people think that we are mentally ill. Sometimes when we are not, we just need medical attention, and we have to understand what's going on with our bodies.
Research indicate that hormonal fluctuation during menopause can affect pre-existing mental health condition or trigger new ones. Women often suffer in silence during menopause, not realizing that their mental health struggles are tied to their natural phase of life.
One of the things we were not told was that menopause affects a woman's brain. That's why women have the memory fog. That's why women, there's a part of the brain that deals with that area. Menopause also affects a woman's vagina. And many women are embarrassed to talk about it, but our pelvic floor, research shows that 85% of women in the menopause and postmenopause, the pelvic floor is affected.
By highlighting these intertwined issues this October, Mrs. Davis seeks to empower women to take control of their health during this pivotal phase of their life. Keep abreast with the outreaches that the Surviving and Thriving Through Menopause has in store.
Together, we can ensure that no woman feels alone or unprepared during this natural phase of her life that she goes through. So I want us all to embrace this opportunity to uplift all the women in the Bahamas.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Wes Calix Forbes.
All right, thanks, Wes. As part of ongoing activities for Older Persons Month, the Mary Ingram Seniors Home received a crucial donation, a generator, thanks to the combined efforts of local business and community members. The generator will help safeguard the residents during frequent power outages. Now, the initiative was part of a coordinated effort with CEO of Electric Telecom Limited, Paul Smith, who donated the generators. Smith, along with other business owners, also led in the repair of the air conditioning had been operable for the last 10 years.
One day, you're going to cross the line and get to know yourself, and you don't want to be left in a bakehouse in a summertime like this with no air condition. We have the challenge with BPL. We know about the power outage, and so you could imagine an 85, 80-year-old woman sitting in a place like this. It's unacceptable.
Well, it's expected that 2 other generators will be donated to senior homes in Millennium Gardens and Fox Hill by the end of the year. Still to come, Ja Tamari is in the house. He is coming up on the other side of the break. Stay close.
Bulk up your business and communication with parents, students, and staff in seconds with a live business bulk SMS messaging. This is the perfect tool to keep you connected and easily send important updates, event reminders, and emergency alerts. Keep your campus informed and connected with bulk SMS messaging from a live business. The right choice for fast, reliable communication. For more information, contact the experts.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We'll help you brighten up for that big bad storm. Porcelain tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Before teens get right, they gotta be rough. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 95th Terrace, Centerville, and now located in the Lucaya Shopping Center of Freeport, Grand Bahama.
And you're looking at an absolutely beautiful sunset over there at the Atlantis Resort. This is what brings the visitors by the thousands to take a look at it. Can't say anything more than it's absolutely better in the Bahamas. Let's take a look at what's going on in the Family Islands. Well, it was a special week for a group of students from Bimini who came into the capital to our newly opened Bishop Neil C. Ellis Library and Museum. Corval Pyfrom spent some time with that group and shows off the trip's highlights.
The visit to Nassau by students and their teachers from Bimini's 2 high schools, Gateway Christian Academy and Louise McDonald High School, made possible by Bimini native Bishop Neil C. Ellis, certainly gave these youngsters lessons for a lifetime.
They get to see history and all of the highlights of his life and all of the things that that he's doing while he's alive. A lot of times we wait until people die, and then we have to read about them in books. So this is a great historic event where we can see it live in living colors, what's happening right here in the Bahamas.
We can truly say that this is a beacon of inspiration and a beacon of knowledge for others.
They came as guests of Bishop Ellis's to tour his new library and museum at the Mount Tabor Church. But he wanted more for them, so the bishop arranged this little courtesy call with none other than the Prime Minister. Some of the students even got to ask the nation's leader questions. Very good questions, I might add.
What is your plan to improve healthcare access on the small island of Bimini?
Other than God, what gave you that drive became Prime Minister? Become Prime Minister.
The students are very excited. They are very excited to be a part of this opportunity, and they're able to share with Bishop Neil Ellis. You know, Bishop Neil Ellis has always been an inspiration to us, and we're so excited to support him in this venture.
And now we see why Bishop Ellis wanted these students here as well. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corval Pyfrom.
Well, Ja Tamari joins us live on Access Now tonight.
Welcome, Tamari. We are so happy to host you this evening.
Thank you so much.
Well, Tamari, tell us a little bit about your world of music and what's the latest that you have going on for yourself?
Well, you know, we in the Bahamas. My world of music is the same plight what every Bahamian face as far, well, every entertainer worldwide face as far as coming up, you know, ups and downs. But recently it's been beautiful, man. The Bahamian people have been embracing it abroad. I've been getting some good reviews and so forth, so, you know. The latest project right now is the City of Dramas. You know, we wrote that basically because of the little violence and, you know, some other social abnormalities that we face in the Bahamas when I was growing up, there wasn't a part of this country. So, you know, we just decided to do the City of Dramas just to, you know, bring some love and spread some good energy around.
Now, I know you are famous for some world-class videos, or for putting together some world-class videos. Tell us a little bit about them and who was actually, I guess, the inspiration behind putting them together.
Well, you know, God is always the greatest inspiration within man and humans in general, you know. I did a song Cry for the Youth some years ago, me and Peter Runks and so forth. He was actually the engineer behind it. I connected with Landlord. After Landlord heard the song, he would say, hey man, that's a big song, you need to collaborate with someone else. And he connected me with Chesedek, which is a big Jamaican artist. And then we arranged for Chesedek to come over and so forth, and we did the video and so forth. It was an amazing event. And then I did a song with Capleton, but the video part of that never came to fruition. Recently, I did a song with one of our two Bahamian artists actually, but one that I actually, you know, is a young brother. He's very innovative. His name is Wiseman. So he hit me up and he was like, hey, Tamari, I need you on this song. It's a hip-hop song and it's named No Matter What, about, you know, trying to, no matter what obstacles you face in life, you try to, you know, overcome one way or the other through perseverance in most cases. When I heard the beat and I heard he sang the song for me, then let me hear it, and I was like, hey, this awesome. Yeah. So usually I charge a fee to do collaborations. That's the business, but you know, him being the young brother that he is, and he's been a good friend over the years, so I decided not to put any money towards it and charge him or anything. So it was awesome. I actually was glad we did it. Been getting some good feedback also from it.
All right, good. Well, we know you're going to perform for us tonight. Tell us a little bit about the song.
Okay, so the song I'm going to perform is The City of Dramas. I did it with a collaboration for the lady from Freeport by the name of Lash. She sings also. She does more R&B, but you know, the vibe I wanted for the song, the laid-back energy, she provided that, so we got her. It's a song just talking about how we used to live as Bahamians. It's a reggae song, but the energy, you know, we do rake and scrape, but the new Bahamas now is where you have hip-hop artists, you have reggae. It's so many different talented artists out there that's on the rise right now. So me, as a Rasta man, I was always into the reggae and so forth. I love rake and scrape, but the message that I like to bring, which is more of peace and love and harmony, comes mostly through the reggae.
Tamari, it was so good chit-chatting with you, and you'll be joining us a little later on in the show. For Marcellus, what's coming up in sports?
Well, coming up in sports tonight, we're going to take a quick look at what's going on with the Caribbean Baseball Cup, which is just around the corner here in the country. We're going to tell you how things are shaping up and how exciting it's all going to be coming up in sports.
Harvest, Halloween, and huge savings? That's October at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow corned beef, 12-ounce, $2.15. Western corn oil, 48-ounce, $6.99. Mott's apple juice, 64-ounce, $5.29. Sweet watermelons, $5.99 each. Whole chicken wings, $1.89 per pound. Case price, $54.99. Before October is over, shop and save at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
Make your company representative stand out through an embroidery design on your uniforms from Janae's Uniform Center, Chesapeake Road. Janae's utilizes the latest state-of-the-art embroidery technology to monogram large and small quantities of shirts, caps, bags, and other articles. If you don't already have a digitized logo, Janae's can design and digitize your idea and bring it to life. Then install the logo of your choice from their large selections of 27 stock colors of golf shirts in cotton or dry fit, caps, or workwear. Call 394-8385 or 6 or visit www.janaes.com.
Bahamas, are you ready? Keep the vibe alive. Music group, along with Alpha Sounds, present the best of the best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded. This is the biggest one-day all-Bahamian concert of the year. Featuring KB, D-Mac, Abby, Mama D, Fan Sean, Shine, 242, The Falcon, and more. Mark your calendars. It's going down November the 2nd at Super Club Races Ground. Tickets now available at BahamasEtickets.com or both Beauty Shack locations. General admission $60. VIP, Skybox, and Sky Pods also available. For more info, call 394-0819 or email keepthevibealive242@gmail.com. Experience the magic once again with more legends for one night only. Come party with us November 2nd at Best of the Best. Rake and Scrape Explosion Reloaded.
Welcome to your ZNS Total Sports Check, everybody. I'm Marcellus Hall here on this Friday. Let's get you started. We got some baseball news coming up for you. The Bahamas set to host the 6th edition of the Caribbean Baseball Cup right here at the Andre Rogers Baseball Diamond, October 23rd through the 28th. Now, Breeze is now on board as the official sponsor of the Games Village. LOC Director and Chief Executive Officer Teddy Sweeting says Bahamians can look forward to an exciting time.
It is going to be an exciting time as our professional ball players come home to showcase their talent in the front of their loving family, the fans of this country, because we've all seen the great movement of baseball and the upward climb. So it's an exciting time for us, and we're excited to bring in 5 of the top countries in the region to fight now for this Caribbean Cup.
Now, yesterday we told you how the Minister of Youth, Sports and Culture, the Honorable Mario Boleg, responded to Olympic gold medalist Pauline Davis-Thompson. However, during this time on the Rundown show, the minister also addressed the awarding of monetary funds for Bahamian athletes at major sporting events.
Sports policy only speaks to awarding persons who win medals at the World Outdoor or at the Olympics. When Devon first got her world record, it was an indoor event. So the sports policy in the country doesn't speak to that. And so therefore, by rights, she didn't have to been awarded $1. But being the minister that I am and having the director that I have, we said, okay, my director came to me and said, Minister, ain't nothing in the sports policy speaks about indoors, and we need to upgrade the sports policy. We were already in the process of upgrading the sports policy, and so now we're going to upgrade the sports policy that encompass all competition at all levels.
And that's it. Your check on sports for you here tonight. Of course, we have our Friday weather forecast just ahead. Stay with us.
Clint Watson has been the trusted voice of journalism for over 2 decades. He is your first choice for hard-hitting discussions, your best choice for current affairs issues and investigative journalism. It's time to start the journey of relentless journalism. It's time to start the journey of facts over fiction. It's time for the Rundown with Clint Watson here on ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
We have more than anyone else. We are the most. We are news leaders, and credibility is the order of the day.
Why don't you come to the most? Only the sun can cover you better than our new digital product with exclusive stories and entertaining content.
We are the most. Community TV page and radio community announcements. The most viewers and listeners in the country.
We have the most years of Bahamian history recorded. There's no archive like ours.
I came back home to bring you even more news and local programming. We're simply the most, the new ZNS.
And I came back home to make sure that you have the most in information, education, entertainment, and inspiration. We're simply the most, the new ZNS, where only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Hey, what's up, Mario?
Hey, Dale, what's going on?
Have you seen ZNS new digital platforms?
No. Let me go check it out.
Good day, Bahamas. I'm Devontae Hanna, and this is ZNS Digital,
where we cater to your news and entertainment needs.
Are you a foodie?
I thought so. Then look out for Digital Bites.
Shining a light on Bahamians and the good that they do, ZNS Digital is home to the Sunshine Room.
Keeping up with the latest trends, our original content will keep you entertained.
Yeah, that's cool.
But have you seen the new website?
No, I didn't see it. Let me go look.
We're still your most trusted source for news and information.
That's ZNS Digital?
Yeah, that's ZNS Digital, the people station in your pocket.
I don't know, but there's all kinds of cars in the parking lot, but you ain't even know where to park. Yeah, just don't park in the, look at this way. Like, you ain't get nowhere to go. Don't park him, just don't park in the handicap spot. Yeah, that's handicap spot. No, you can't park in the handicap spot. I ain't gonna be that long. I ain't gonna be that long. Handicap spot, boy, what's going on, dog? I tell you we shouldn't park here now, this way park here, bro. I tell you we shouldn't park here. Don't get one of these things. My bad big bro, and he got a sticker inside that say this mother, we gotta move, this is a handicap spot. That's what we gotta move. But we gotta move, don't, we can move right now, sorry.
Be considerate. Don't use disabled parking spaces without a decal in your vehicle. This message is brought to you by the National Commission for Persons with Disabilities.
It's time for our Access weather forecast, and our live weather radar is showing quite a bit of activity associated with the outer band of that low pressure system in the far western Gulf of Mexico. And there you see pockets of showers on the west side of Andros. Also just to the south of Grand Bahama, having some showers and thunderstorms here as well. And close to the capital on the northeastern tip of New Providence, we're also experiencing some rain showers there as well. And our boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where you're always protected during the worst storms. And for the northwestern islands tonight through Saturday, easterly winds 10 to 15 knots, the wave heights 2 to 4 feet over the ocean. High tide 9:38 tonight, another high tide at 9:59 tomorrow morning. And for the central and southeastern islands, light and variable winds, very flat seas, 1 to 3 feet over the ocean. And then on Sunday in the northwestern islands, the winds become southeast at 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Now your high tide on Sunday, that will take place at 10:35 in the morning, with a low tide at 5:01 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands on Sunday, northeast to east winds, 10 to 15 knots, and the wave heights 2 to 4 feet. That's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But join me at 11 o'clock for a full weather forecast.
City of Dramas.
City of Dramas. Why can't we all just
Rastafari.
Bahamas, Bahamas.
City of Dramas.
City of Dramas. Why can't we
The shooting and the killing and the gunman lifestyle. All over the ghetto, everywhere me go. Poor people are suffer all over the globe. 700 islands under the sun. Full time we come together in union again.
Bahamas, Bahamas, city of dramas.
Why can't we all just
Bahamas, Bahamas, city of dramas.
Why can't we penetrate this full time that we elevate? We can do it again, come together, my friend, and overcome everyday struggles.
We can do
just up to me and you. One love me, I beg you no Bahamas. One love me, I beg you no. One love me, I beg you no Bahamas. One love me, I beg you no.
City of dramas.
Why can't people just
Bahamas, Bahamas, city of dramas.
why can't we penetrate? Yeah, man. Uprise you mighty race, for you may accomplish what you may. One God, one aim, and one destiny. You see me? City of dramas.
Why can't we all just
Learn. One Bahamas, you see me?
All right, all right.
Good job, good job.
All right.
All right, so that'll do it for us tonight, Access Tonight. And to tell you what, LaDawn, it's been fun. Can't wait for the rest of the weekend.
I can't wait for the weekend, Marcellus. I'm sure you're going to have a great weekend. I'm sure Ja Tamari is going to have a great weekend. Such a great performance, Ja Tamari. Thank you so much for joining us on the Bahamas Tonight Access Now.
All right,
Marcellus,
everybody, enjoy your weekend. We'll see you next week.
Have a good one, everybody.
At Rusty Bethel Drive, I'm Paiswell Forbes. This is ZNS.
Silver Gates number JC 277 of 2024, Molly versus Anderson. How you doing, Mom? Put your document still. Put your document still. That's the meet in the middle, please.